The most important skill in the AI era is not learning how to get more information. As we all know, AI has already solved that problem. The real skill is discerning what information deserves your attention, what information is true, and what information can truly change your life in this era of AI. Because in a world where everyone can access answers, the people who win will be those who can ask better questions. So, are you ready to ask yourself those better questions? Before we get to the 7 problems information overload can create and the solutions for them, I have something very important to tell you. Attention fragmentation, which is the same thing as the inability to focus deeply, was one of the 7 problems caused by information overload that dragged me backwards for years before I finally solved the problem. I went home and was still stocked with internet information overload, was busy creating ideas upon ideas without focus, based on the fact that I had consumed too much information, but never focused on any for years. I was led to create projects consistently, and ended up in creating 99 web companies, but I never worked completely focused on developing my alignment with any one of them to nurture it for growth. This is actually a serious problem that leads to confusion and total failure in this era where information is rampant, in which AI has added tremendously to the increase in the volume of information we consume daily. Unlike years before, humans suffer because they lack information. But today, we are faced with the opposite problem because we have more information than our brains can handle. That is why we must know that the winners of the AI era will not be those who know the most, but those who know what to ignore. With that said, let's quickly get to the 7 problems information overload has created in the AI era and solutions you can put in place to tackle them. The number 1 problem is attention fragmentation. Humans can't focus deeply anymore. Attention fragmentation. Humans can't focus deeply anymore. Just like I told you before, I quit my second job to continue with information overload for 6 complete years before discovering what exactly focus is all about. You see, AI tools, social media, notifications, endless content, and instant answers have trained people to constantly switch attention. That was exactly what happened to me. I was busy switching attention due to too much information consumption, and the next uploaded information in my brain seems to be the next best option. Like that, I was carried away in the euphoria of the more I gather, the more successful I will be. That not being the case, I was left with scattered attention, which led to a biased mind and not truly concentrating on one thing. And this had left people in a habitual pattern which made them consume more videos, more news, more opinions, and more AI-generated content, but spend less time thinking deeply. This is an indication that your mind is being optimized for reaction instead of reflection purposes. And to avoid this mind fragmentation, which is a lack of focus, here are the practical solutions for that. Stop consuming content and start creating. I know that this may sound weird, but it is the actual truth. Even if you deem yourself not prepared enough to get to creation mode, try it anyway, because in the process, you will become the teacher you think you are not. Consume information intentionally, not randomly. You came to this my channel and clicked this particular video because you actually want to know exactly what it is that nobody is teaching in this AI era. And I hope I'm right. So, your information consumption should be filtered down to the necessary ones that help lead you to that particular niche you want to get stabilized in future. The process is not what is trending. No, it is what becomes necessary and meaningful to your growth and destination concerning your actual business in life. Deep thinking time is required. By this, I mean the ability to spend lonely time while meditating and analyzing what exactly you want, instead of consuming a lot of information that may end up biasing your thoughts and beliefs. Imagination, they said, is better than intellect, And nothing ever existed without being imagined before. That is the actual truth. Note that. Remember this, the new AI era skill is that focus is the new intelligence. Then, let's get down to the second problem of information overload.
2. The death of critical thinking. Before now, we never had an era in which answers to issues could be easily produced with the help of AI. And this is becoming more dangerous because many people are becoming less skilled in questioning those answers. People risk believing many things, such as AI-generated facts, viral opinions, fake experts, and highly manipulated content. Which means the challenge is no longer finding information. The challenge now becomes, is this information worth trusting? Now, let's see how we can discover if any information is worth trusting. First, you have to build what I call an information judgment. By this, I mean that you have to teach yourself how to ask questions such as, who created this? What is the evidence that supports this? What is missing from the information? Are there opposing points? By actually asking these critical questions, you will realize that AI will become your partner in thinking, not a replacement for thinking.
3. Decision paralysis. Having too many choices, but too little action to back it up. I can say that the internet is the creator of unlimited options, while AI is the ultimate multiplier. Nowadays, people can easily ask AI bulky questions at once, like generate 100 business ideas, give me 50 career paths, and provide information about strategies in their thousands. And AI will instantaneously do that. While we forget that more options create confusion, with that, people will eventually become stuck researching instead of executing. As an individual stuck with decision paralysis, just like I was then, the only solution for you now is to develop what I call fast decision-making. And here is the ultimate rule I suggest you should use. Information should lead to action, not endless preparation. And to avoid endless preparation, I suggest you set these kinds of limits, and they are: research for a fixed time, choose a direction, test quickly, and adjust later. Remember, progress beats perfect information.
4. Loss of original thinking. Days are gone when you can ask a child to quickly do a little multiplication that involves common numbers, and he or she will immediately reel out an answer without fiddling with calculators. What happened to us? Maybe it is because AI can quickly generate essays, designs, ideas, strategies, and scripts just as you demand them nowadays. But in this process, we should not forget that the brain suffers most by becoming dependent on the ability of AI to do it and save man what he calls time. Which means the danger is there, and it is clearly staring on our faces today. Human beings are starting to stop creating and are only dependent on consuming. That is the danger inherent. And if everyone uses the same AI tools with the same prompts, the world risks becoming filled with similar ideas. To avoid this loss of original thinking, we all must champion the protection of human creativity. We must aspire to do more by reading widely, experiencing real life, creating before consuming, and combining different fields. We should know that only humans can create meaning, while AI can only generate possibilities.
5. Information addiction. There is a common habit obtainable by people in this era of AI. How often have you gone straight to your phone after waking up in bed in the morning? Most of us are now thinking that such a lifestyle is a normal thing to do. No, it is not. Such is an addiction. And an addiction is a confusion, in the sense that you are confusing the consumption of information with actually improving yourself. Your early morning communion with your creator now becomes addicted time to watch productivity videos, business videos, AI tutorials, and motivational content. But here is what normally happens. You become addicted to preparation because you never applied what you learned. Here is what to do in this scenario. Don't get addicted.
Rather, create what I call an input-to-output ratio. Look at what I actually mean. For every hour of learning, I want you to spend time building, practicing, creating, and teaching. Remember, knowledge only becomes valuable when converted into action. We are gradually heading to the final stage of these problems that stem from information overload. And number 6 seems to be the one that is hitting heavily upon us today. Trust crisis. The fact that nobody knows what is real anymore is quite disgusting.
6. Trust crisis. Nobody knows what is real anymore. The question now changes from "Can I find information?" to "Can I prove this information is reliable?" Because a whole lot of things can easily be made available and pushed to the internet space. AI now makes it easier to create fake images, fake videos, fake voices, and fake experts. But the future will always require humans to verify reality. So, how can we humans navigate past this trust crisis coming out of information overload in this AI era? I think it's very simple. We have to develop digital literacy. Learning source verification, media literacy, basic AI understanding, and evidence evaluation should be paramount to our lives. Then, trust will eventually become a valuable skill. 7. The gap between information and wisdom. Though AI can summarize millions of pages, humans still need to decide. We humans have more knowledge than ever, but you have to know that knowledge does not create wisdom. That is the reason why information can only tell you what happened, while wisdom tells you what matters. We still need to decide what goals are meaningful, what values matter, and what problems deserve attention. The solution to this particular problem of information overload now becomes the ability to develop wisdom skills, such as reflection, curiosity, emotional intelligence, and long-term thinking. You have to know that the future belongs to people who can turn information into understanding. Let me leave you with a statement to go home with. The most important skill in the AI era is not learning how to get more information. AI has already solved that problem. The real skill is learning what information deserves your attention, what information is true, and what information can change your life. See you next time for in-depth tutorial like this. I don't have to remind you of what to do if you need such a tutorial next time. But if you forgot, let me remind you. Do not forget to subscribe, follow, comment, like, and share this video. That's it, guys. Bye.